This video is about measuring nitrate in soil, and I'm going to cover three things. First, why do we measure nitrate? Second, how do we use nitrate test strips? And third, how good are these test strips? So almost all of the nitrogen that is in soil is in the organic matter, bound up in the organic matter, and plants can't access it. Now microbes break down organic matter first into ammonium, NH4+, and then into nitrite, NO2-, and then nitrate. Plants can take up ammonia, plants can take up nitrate. Most of the nitrogen, what we call soluble or mineral nitrogen in the soil, is in the nitrate form. So if you add a fertilizer to the soil, like potassium nitrate, the nitrate comes in this form. If you add a fertilizer like ammonium sulfate or even urea, the nitrogen comes in this form and goes down this pathway. If you add manure or compost, the nitrogen comes in this form and goes down this pathway, and whichever way you add it, this is what you end up with in your soil. Now I've got two vials of nitrate test strips here. This one's called Quantifix. This one is a Merck product. There's many others. I happen to like these ones. And let's see how good they are. I've got a sample of 400 parts per million of nitrate from my lab, which I've just made up, and I'm going to dilute this in half several times. So I've filled up each of my test tubes halfway with some distilled water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up the other half. This is my 400. I've got a mark on the back. I'm going to fill that up and shake it. And this one should be 200. It's half 400 and half distilled water. And now I'm going to get the 200 and I'm going to add it to this one that's half water, and that one should be 100. Now I'm getting my 100 and so on. I've made 7 solutions of nitrate ranging from 400 to 0. So let's test them and see what we get. So what we have here is 400, 200, 100, 50, 25, 12 and 0, and these map very closely. You can see to the colors on my vial. It's quite easy to pick the differences. Now in agriculture we don't even have to be this accurate. In fact, I always group these into low or medium or high. If we've got 0 nitrogen, or somewhere around 10 or somewhere around 25, it's low. If we're closer to 50 or 100, that's medium. There's plenty there for the plant. If we're getting around 250 or 400 or 500, well, that's a lot of nitrogen. Now there's one last thing to cover. You will see that each of the strips have 2 pads that change color. The bottom one is nitrate, the next one is nitrite. Now the top patches stayed white because there is no nitrite in my standards. Now sometimes if you have just put on manure or something like that, if we pull some water out of this wetting front detector and we put it on a test strip, we might find we've still got nitrite and nitrate in the sample. You can see here that both of them have colored up. That normally happens when you've got huge amounts of nitrogen, of soluble nitrogen in your soil. Normally, we don't worry too much about the nitrite. We simply look at the bottom patch and look at its color. If the nitrite one colors up, we know that there is more than enough nitrogen or mineral nitrogen in our soil.